Please come forward. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Please have a seat. Thank you.
Please state your name for the record.
Mindy Freeman,
And Miss Freeman, where do you currently work at?
the Beaumont Police Department,
And how long you been working there at Beaumont PD?
18 years.
And what area do you work in over there?
Currently assigned to the fraud unit. At the time of this incident, I was assigned to the defendant violence unit in criminal investigations division.
So on November 9th, 2024, you were there in the family violence division. With regard to that, did you, how does that work? Do officers go out there initially as the detective? Do other officers generally arrive on scene when an incident occurs, and then call the detectives, investigators after that, or how does it?
Right, and it depends. When a 911 call comes in, officers respond. They take the report. If it's a situation where they feel that a detective isn't even on scene, they'll call us things. If not, then the report's made and it comes up to our unit. It's assigned by our sergeant, and at that time we take over the insurance.
And on November 9th, 2024, did you receive a report from that date from Officer Dominic Gradozzi?
I did. I didn't receive it that day. I believe that was on a weekend, maybe a Saturday. I received it the following week it came to me.
Okay. And it came to you, and what was that involving?
I don't understand.
As far as what kind of what was being alleged there when you received the report? What was that?
Okay. So in the family violence unit, we investigate violent crimes between family members or those who have had a previous intimate relationship. This case, there was an outcry of violence. The victim had a previous relationship with the suspect, and he had come to her residence and forced his way into the residence and assaulted her.
And who was the complainant or victim in this case?
Nisha Paul.
So she was alleging family violence that occurred by her ex-boyfriend, was it?
Correct.
Okay. And did you were you able to identify that individual?
Yes, sir.
And who was that?
Charles Johnson.
And do you see Mr. Johnson in the courtroom here today?
Yes, sir.
Could you please point to him to describe what he's wearing?
He's sitting right there in the black shirt with a tank top.
Your Honor, I'd ask the record reflect the witness identified the defendant.
Yes, it will.
And so you received the report from Officer Gradozzi. Were there also some photographs taken there that had been taken of Miss Parr?
Yeah.
And who were those taken by?
ID techs take our photographs. Ms. Parr, though, she was also sent for treatment at a medical facility, so there was photographs taken there as well.
And was she actually sent to have a sexual assault nurse examiner examine her for potentially having been assaulted sexually?
She will.
Okay. And when she you received the medical records from that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And also were there also photos taken from that as well?
Yes, there were.
And you kind of packaged all of that stuff up and presented it to the district attorney's office? With the photos, did you were there any injuries there in those photos to the complainant?
Yes, Ms. Parr had numerous bruises, scratches throughout her body. They were fresh.
And did you actually conduct an interview with Ms. Parr yourself as well?
I did.
And during that interview, did you find out that her 3 children had been in the home as well previous to that incident?
They had been in the home prior to everything happening, but he had come to the house and actually removed the children while she was gone and put them at his apartment, then came back to her house and assaulted her.
And so was your understanding that he came back, assaulted her while the children were at his apartment?
That's correct.
And did you also have a chance to interview the children there?
Yes, I did.
And which ones did you interview?
There were 3 children, a 13-year-old, I believe an 8-year-old, and a 3-year-old. I talked to the 2 eldest children.
So the 8-year-old and the 13-year-old.
Correct.
And when speaking with them, were they able to corroborate that they had in fact been taken to the apartment by Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
And do you know why they went over there?
He took them over there. I believe the children felt that their mother might be there. He just told them, come with me, and he took them over there. They were over there for several hours eating and kind of hanging out.
So he takes them over there. He comes back, assaults Miss Parr, and then how do the children end up back at the house there?
That's correct.
And at what point did they end up back at the house?
This was after the assault had ended. Miss Parr was able to flee the house. She was unable to call for police herself, so she had to run down the street and flag someone down to use their phone. She called for police. In the meantime, police come and are talking to her as they're bringing her back to the residence. Her children come walking from the front of the residence. They were given a ride back to the residence, but dropped off just down from the residence. They weren't brought home all the way because police were there. So they were dropped off and had walked back the rest of the way. And of course, still hadn't seen their mother and were looking for their mother. They were scared and concerned that the police were at their house.
Did the kids have anything, or did you notice anything? Was there anything that was noticeable as far as what the kids had with them when they returned?
The eldest child had her mother's cell phone, which she did not have that morning when she left the house with Mr. Johnson.
So she didn't have the cell phone when Mr. Johnson came and picked those children up and brought them back to his apartment. And then she had it coming back when he dropped them off while Miss Parr was it she had the Hart's Chicken right there with Officer
Correct.
Gudosi?
Just down the street from her house.
And did you receive the findings there from the same exam?
I reviewed them. There was another detective that actually worked that portion of the case. I did review them.
Okay. And there was also some I'll let them get into that. So you essentially received all of this, all the photos, all of the interview with Miss Parr, then you interviewed the children, and based upon that, is you filed a burglary of a habitation with the intending to commit assault there?
Yes, I also did speak with Mr. Johnson by phone.
Okay. And did Mr. Johnson say anything about the assault?
He denied it happened.
Did he ever say anything about being at the residence itself?
He had nothing to say about being at the residence at the time. At this time, no, not during this incident. No.
Did he have any alibis or anyone to say that he was not there or that he was doing something?
Specifically, if there was someone that could state where he was, he said that his adult children could.
Those individuals, Charlie and Simon, or
That's the information he gave me. First names and phone numbers.
did you call those individuals to kind of see if they would back up what Mr. Johnson was telling you?
Absolutely. I tried to call each number. I left messages and no one returned my call.
So no one ever ended up returning your calls. So based on everything you received, you decided to file charges for the burglary of habitation.
Yeah.
And you didn't file anything on the for the sexual assault, did you?
No, I did not.
And with that, was it ever alleged that he actually sexually assaulted her?
No, the situation was one where Miss Parr was assaulted to the point, choked to the point, strangled to the point that she lost consciousness numerous times. And during one of those, awoke and she was unclothed. Her clothes had been ripped off of her. She wasn't aware that she had been assaulted. She never claimed she had been sexually assaulted, but we didn't know. So out of precaution, we did the same thing.
Morning, Detective.
Good morning.
Some of these are maybe simple questions I gotta ask you. You didn't see any of these incidents occur, did you?
No.
Okay. You were given the report and the photos almost a week later, correct?
Yes, I believe the 14th possibly. was the
Yeah.
date.
Okay. And your evaluation was based on what you were provided and what you were told.
Beyond that, we do investigate, we talk to people, we, piece things together, but yes.
That's what I'm getting at, because you were told you ask questions and find out stuff. In other words, you didn't see, again, you didn't see any of this. And did you go out to the scene?
No, I did not.
Okay, all right. So you're relying on what the officers provided to you and the witnesses provide to you?
And photographic evidence, yes.
Yes.
Medical records, things of that nature.
Right, exactly. So based on your investigation of what you were told, you can't testify to the jury why Mr. Johnson went over to that house, can you? Okay, all right. It could have been to assault her. That's one of the possibilities, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It could also just be to go over and talk to her because they had a relationship before.
Yes.
Okay. And just to clear this up, because I know that everybody's probably thinking about this. The children weren't harmed, were they?
No, never not.
Oh, okay. And they all knew or seemed to know Mr. Johnson.
Yes, they did.
Okay. All right. And they seemed to go with him without any issue as far as you know.
Correct.
Okay. All right. In other words, he didn't like force them or grab them or tie them up or anything like that, did they?
No, they
Okay.
did not.
Okay. All right. And also, as far as you know, you don't know how Mr. Johnson got in the house, whether he was invited in or forced his way in, do you?
He was not invited in. I did speak to the children, and he was not invited in.
But that's what you were told. That's what I'm getting at. Right. Okay. And as far as him being invited in with Miss Parr when she got there, you don't know. You're only going by what she told you, correct? That's what Sean.
Mr. Ham, can you help her with the microphone
Thank
through her voice? And she may need to move the chair up a little bit too. Thank you.
Make sure that last channel I can hear you when you do. Keeps voice up. State your name for the record, please.
Nadia Knighton.
What do you do for a living, man?
I'm a sexual assault nurse examiner at Sunderland Hospital.
All right, two things. First, know your name for my court reporter.
First name is Niya.
Last name?
Last name is Knighton.
You're doing great. Make sure you keep your volume up, make sure everybody can hear you. Having fun with the microphone?
We're okay.
All right. So you told us what you do for a living. It's a big, long title. And it is what again?
It's a sexual assault nurse examiner, also known as a forensic nurse examiner.
Yeah, it's recently changed to a forensic examiner,
Yes.
correct? Tell them what that means.
So forensic nurse examiner, we complete exams. It used to be just sexual assault exam, but now we also have physical abuse, domestic abuse, interpersonal violence, child abuse. And we see a lot of gunshot victims and stabbing victims.
When did that, I know that the title changed, but I can't remember when that changed.
Within the last like three years or so.
So about 3 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say that after you get through testifying, one of the jurors thought, man, that's pretty cool what she did. I'd like to do that job. What kind of education and training does it take to do that?
First, you have to become a nurse, specifically a bachelor's preferred. And then you have to go to, a training. Trainings can be sponsored by different places, Texas A&M. But it's mostly by the Texas Office of Attorney General. So you obtain the certification there and then you take courses for certification after that as well.
You did all that.
Yes, sir.
And if you said it, I apologize. Where'd you do all your training at?
I did my training at Moyer Harmon in Houston.
Okay. And how long ago did you do your training?
Over 12 years ago.
Okay. And you've been doing that kind of examination since that time frame?
Yes, sir.
You have an estimation about how many exams you've done?
Hundreds.
Okay. And how many times have you come to testify?
So,
And so you're not a stranger to the courtroom.
no, sir.
Okay. And where are you currently working, ma'am?
I work with several of them, well, now Crystal Southeast Texas.
In that capacity, did you come across a patient by the name of Nisha Park?
Yes, sir, I
Do you remember that date of service as far as she was concerned?
did. It was November the 9th, 2024.
And it was to do an exam like we've been talking to the jury about.
It was a combination of the sexual assault exam and physical assault.
We're gonna come back to that, but may I approach, Judge?
Yes.
Let's start with some of the record keeping. We'll show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. I think it's the medical record from that exam that you did in this part.
Yes, sir.
In fact, you were reviewing all this prior to testifying, were you not?
Yes, sir.
Does it contain a total of 111 pages worth of medical records pertaining to that?
Yes, sir.
Is that inclusive of your saying, which you're holding a copy of those 8 reports, 8 pages? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Does it also contain photographs of the injuries that you saw that day?
Yes, sir, it does.
Does it contain in those pictures, how you document those injuries?
Yes, sir.
And we'll get into that detail again. And is all that detail accurately within these records?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's back up to records in general. Are you one of the people that has access to medical records?
Yes, sir.
Are these medical records kept in the normal course and business of the hospital?
Yes, sir.
As you've reviewed them, can you tell us that this set of records in State's Exhibit 1 are true and accurate as to the records that were taken on November 9th of 2024 in regards to Ms. Park?
Yes, sir.
And can you testify that they are trustworthy?
Yes, sir.
In other words, nobody's been able to get in and change these records and modify things. And do you independently remember the information that's contained within?
Yes, sir.
And I know it's kind of worded funny, but you do a lot of these exams, right?
Yes, sir.
When you reviewed this, did it come back to your memory?
Yes, sir.
Did this particular examination stand out to you as something out of the norm,
Yes, sir.
specifically the injuries?
Yes, sir.
This time, Your Honor, we're going to tender State's Exhibit 1, the medical records in its entirety regarding Ms. Park.
No objection, Your Honor.
Admitted.
All right, we're going to get to some of the details, but before we start showing some of these photographs and how you document, let's walk the jury through what happens when the average person comes in and you start an examination. What takes place?
So initially, like every patient that comes into the ER, they are triaged by a triage nurse. They tell the triage nurse that they're there for a sexual assault exam. Then they in turn call one of the sexual assault nurse examiners that are on call. We come into the hospital and we take that patient out of the general ER population and place them in our secure room. At that time, we will then get consent from the patient to perform the exam that we're going to perform. And then we begin a head to toe assessment like every patient in the ER gets. And then we document our findings from there.
So that head to toe examination, why do y'all do that?
It's to basically diagnose and treat the patient.
And that was done in specifically regarding Ms. Parr, correct?
It was.
I believe, I'm gonna show you what's marked as page 6 of that State's Exhibit 1. Is this the thing best to put up for the jury about that emergency note and what was done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You speak medical language, right?
Yeah,
So
Pretty much.
you'll be best to read this stuff in the abbreviations, correct?
yes, sir.
All right, so this is, does it state correctly that this comes from page 6 of the 111?
Yes, sir.
regarding Miss Parr, Nisha Parr, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's the patient's name down at the bottom. Yes,
Yes, sir.
scrolling up. Was this the doctor that treated her?
Yes, sir.
Is that the one that you pass off to her?
Yes, sir.
Does this indicate the time that she was seen?
Yes, sir.
That says 1950. Is that about 7:50?
750. Yes, sir.
So it's a military time reference, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's got her name, date of birth, yes.
Yes, sir.
Starts out as a sane case. Is that a reference meaning that you were called in?
Yes, sir. It's the case number that's given by the police department.
And when they do that, we gotta adjust this so we can actually read this a little bit better, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I was asking that question about whether or not this was a good document for us to read into the record for you. And we're getting here where it says the general complaint description. How is it that this is generated, this language we're about to read? Where's it come from?
It's transcribed from the physician herself. They have a transcription service where they speak into a phone that transcribes these records for them.
All right. Is that big enough for you to be able to read that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Underneath complaint description, what does it say?
30-year-old female denies previous medical history, presenting to the ED for evaluation,
What does ED stand for?
emergency department.
All right, we're just gonna be clear, because I know you know that, but I don't. ED could stand for, I don't know, education, I could give other examples, but we're gonna leave it right there. All right, so emergency room department, pick it up from there, please.
For evaluation after assault by a known assailant. Patient does not remember the events that happened, but was hit against a drawer with her head and choked unconscious multiple times.
That's your first sentence in that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and pick up.
She is covered in various bruises, including one that looks like maybe from a bite on the right shoulder.
Let me stop there. That's another sentence, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so go ahead.
Endorses pain and headache and ringing in the ears and vomiting 4+ times since the assault.
Go ahead.
She was in her usual state of health prior to the assault. She was seen by the same RN who brought the patient to my attention for further medical workup.
All right, so while we've got this on and the lights are off, were you the same that she saw?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it mentions a couple of things right off the bat. It says that the patient doesn't remember the event, but she hit her head against the door with her head and choked unconscious multiple times. Did she tell you that as well?
She did.
Okay. Next sentence says she is covered in various bruises. Did you see those bruises?
I did.
Are those some of the things that we're going to show the jury as how you documented that?
Yes, sir.
All right. She mentions, looks like maybe a bite on the right shoulder. Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
Did you document a bite mark on her right shoulder?
I did.
And did she describe that as injuries to you as well?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this next thing, help me understand that, because if I need some understanding, I'm pretty sure the jury does too. Endorses pain and headache and ringing in the ears and vomiting 4+ times since the assault. What does that tell someone with your training?
That there's possibly a head injury.
Is that what you were concerned with?
Yes, sir.
Is that why you brought her to the emergency room?
That and strangulation.
Okay. Are those common with someone who's hit their head, the strangulation, things of that nature?
Yes, sir.
Are we trying to rule out, gosh, what's it called? Concussion?
We are.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so thank you, Dennis. When you're doing that examination, ma'am, and are you responsible for photographing the injuries and all?
I am.
I'll hand you what's right at the beginning of these records. What appears to be 9 pages, front and back of photographs. Are these the photographs of the injuries that Ms. Parr presented on November 9th of 2024?
Yes, sir.
In those pictures, I think we see a blue object. What is that?
It is a ruler.
Is that what you use to try to determine the length of injuries?
Yes, sir.
Like the better way to put it.
For measurement and to also show to someone who's not there, the objectivity of how big that injury may be as compared to what we were.
You measure it in inches or meters?
Centimeters.
Centimeters. All right, so there's a gloved hand in there. Is that your hand?
Yes, sir.
And how are we certain that that's you?
Because I'm documenting these injuries.
What color is the glove?
They're pink.
All right. So should the jury choose to go back and look at some of these photographs?
And then you're referring, please, for the record, this is part of which exhibit?
These are all part of State's Exhibit 1 out of the medical records, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I've just put the first one up here and we've kind of got it as a focal point. Do you remember Miss Park?
Yes, sir.
Is that her that's photographed here?
Yes, sir.
And is that you trying to document a particular injury there?
Yes, sir.
What are they looking at? What are you looking at here that you're documenting for us?
I believe that was an abrasion on her neck. Oh. On her neck, I had listed multiple bruises. So, could have been a bruise.
Showing you another set of photographs. Here, are we looking at what could be finger marks on her neck?
Yes, sir, we have almost the bruises.
Well, what did you think when you saw that?
But I think,
Yeah, what'd you think? What'd you think it was? What'd you think caused it?
well, we try not to stay without being there, so I could. Watch
You
it
just
as a
document.
bruise. Yes, sir.
Have you seen bruising like that before?
Yes, sir.
What was it attributed to?
Usually strangulation or choking of some kind.
So is it fair to say, and are you comfortable to say that these marks that we're looking at in these photographs is consistent with the history that she gave you that she was strangled and choked on this day?
Yes, sir.
Most people consent to that kind of thing.
No, sir. Not usually.
And did anything within her time that she was talking to you indicated that she consented to what occurred to her here?
No, sir.
Is there any doubt in your mind that this is the level of an assault?
Did you repeat that? Sorry.
What we're looking at here in these injuries fits with an assault. Right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm looking for, help me find a photograph that shows the bite mark.
It's on her.
We're talking about here.
Yes, sir.
Is that being further away?
Yes.
So is this the close-up that you pointed out to me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
This is her right shoulder,
Yes, sir.
her being Miss Park.
Yes, sir.
I slide it over one. This is a little closer on that one as well.
Yes, sir.
And a little further away, this is what we're honing in on with these two, correct?
Yes, sir.
How many total injuries did you document on this?
I count for the several.
I know you got handy there. I'm gonna go to, when you're doing the SANE exam, you have to actually, as you're taking these pictures and you're documenting your injuries, you put it on something that is part of your report, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury what that's associated with before I throw onto the big screen those photographs or those pictures.
Included in the sexual assault examination report, there are body diagrams that we choose based on the patient that we're seeing. So in her case, I would have chosen a body diagram of a vagina and also of a female, who put the injuries on.
Yeah, approach the injury.
Yes.
So I want to make sure, I know you took a copy of it, so when the jury eventually looks at these records. Am I correct that from page 38 to page 45 of the 111 is your 8-page report?
Yes, sir. It's the sexual assault report. There's also an additional strangulation report that further in the document.
This report, is it a pre-printed report that you fill out?
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury about how that happens.
Whenever we're doing a sexual assault exam that is considered acute, which means it happens within 120 hours, we obtain a kit. These kits are sealed and it's already pre-filled with everything that's needed. Mostly. So when we open these kits, we have to cut them open because again, they're sealed prior to getting them and it's a ton of paperwork, envelopes, Q-tips, things that we would need to complete a sexual assault exam. These forms are included within that box.
So that box has that form in it?
Yes, sir.
You open it up and you pull it out
Yes, sir.
and you start documenting, correct?
Yes, sir.
Does it include on page 7 what starts out as an empty diagram of an individual's body?
Yes, sir.
I note on this one that it says adult female. You've got forms for adult male,
Yes, sir.
forms for child male.
Child, the children, the infant and the child, or they don't have genitalia on them.
Okay. And that's his follow-up page, correct?
Yes, sir.
As far as the genitalia on page 8.
Yes, sir.
But the diagram is this, right?
Yes, sir.
So is this where you detailed all the different injuries that she had?
Yes, sir. It would detail, all of the injury that I could get done at that time. It does not detail the anal genital injuries that's done on the anal genital, body diagram.
I haven't seen you write this often. It's wording here. Go ahead and read that for the jury.
The preliminary exam due to patient not feeling well.
Okay, has that happened in time frame that you've done these exams?
Not very often.
Am I correct in understanding for the jury's education, you had to stop what you were doing because of her health?
Yes, sir. Medical, presentation of the patient overrides our sexual assault.
And what was it that prevented you from going into any further detail?
She started vomiting.
And in that you associate that with,
Well, with her injuries that she said she hit her head on the dresser, things of that nature. So we wanted to get her to the ER so we can determine if she had a concussion of some sort.
right, those are the things we covered first, but
Yeah.
that's why you stopped, right?
Yeah.
So before you stopped, you were able to get all of these detailed examples of her injuries?
Yes, sir.
Before we go into what's on this chart, did she indicate that any of these injuries existed before November 9th of 2024?
She did not.
So had she presented on November 8th, she wouldn't have all these injuries that we're looking at. Right?
No, sir.
All right, so I don't know a better way to do it other than we've got the chart up here. So let's kind of walk our way through it.
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury let's start here on this. You read and tell them what that means.
It's a 2.5 by half centimeter purple bruise.
And where is that located on the body?
It is located on her right foot.
Now that measurement that you're giving them, is that because you used that blue ruler?
Yes, sir.
And you corrected me, are these centimeter sizes?
Yes, sir.
Not inches, these are centimeter sizes for that.
Yes, sir.
So that's that's how big it was on that foot.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go this way. What do we see? What's this one here?
A tube I have purple bruise,
And right above it?
one I have some red bruise.
That, and I'll stop there. Could you visibly see those bruises on her foot
Yes, sir.
as you're documenting?
Yes, sir.
Is that part of what you're doing when a patient presents and they say, I've got this on my hand or my foot? You look for it
Correct.
and then you document?
Correct.
Are you looking yourself without the patient telling you?
Yes, sir.
These particular injuries, were they obvious?
Yes, sir.
Were they fresh?
Yes, sir.
And by fresh, tell them what you know that to mean from a medical standpoint.
You can somewhat date a bruise based on the color that it is. So if something were to happen today or maybe even yesterday, that may be red or even purple, something that happened days ago would more likely be yellow or brown.
So does that mean that this jury can rest assured that this happened on the night, not a week before?
Correct.
All right, so we've only gotten as far as this foot here. Let's go jump over here on this side. What do we see here? On the would be her left side of her bottom.
We have a 2 by 0.3 centimeter red abrasion.
So tell them the difference between a bruise and an abrasion.
A bruise is pretty much a collection of blood under the skin that leaves the red or purple markings. An abrasion would be more like a scratch or a break in the skin.
Yes, good point to stop and say. Any indication that these wounds were self-inflicted?
No, no indications.
I'm gonna try to work up the body that's here, so I'm gonna jump to the next one here.
Mr. Ham,
Yes,
I think we're going to give the jury a break.
Okay.
Right now, they've been seated a while. Ladies and
Thank you,
gentlemen, you're 10, 15 minutes, relax, stretch your legs, and then report back outside. Thank you very much. Everyone else remains seated while the jury exits first. Thank you. We are in recess. Thank you. Sharp recess.
sorry.
All right, all parties are present. I'm asking the bailiff to bring the jury forth in the cause of the state of Texas versus Charles Johnson, 25 CR 329.
Yeah, I'll look forward. I can find the glass for.
No.
Well, you could. We all know. No filibustering today. No filibuster.
I don't sit that very often. Judge Kitty said, when, and voice goes, when are you gonna be in trial? I said, Judge, just keep pushing that button. We're gonna see about it.
Doesn't scare me. You're
That's
throwing a
good.
briar rabbit in the briar patch. When it comes to threatening me with a trial, that's what I do.
You were poking the bear, Judge, not me.
And the record shall show that the jury is seated in the courtroom. All parties are present. The witness is on the witness stand and the state may proceed. Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna keep going through the details that are provided here. I'm gonna continue to try to work from the bottom of the body up. We'll bounce around a little bit as far as that's concerned. I believe did you cover this injury here, ma'am?
No, they're not yet.
All right, so that's where we're at this stage on the right-hand side of the body. What did you observe here?
A 5 by a half centimeter red bruise.
And next to it was what?
That's a 5 by 2.5 purple bruise.
Mix it back over to here.
And it's a 1/2 by 1/2 centimeter red and purple bruise.
And just up from there.
A 3 centimeter red abrasion.
So by comparison, you haven't noticed anything on this, on the backside? That is correct.
Correct.
I'm gonna follow the writing. And I don't think this tracks the location. What do we see here? Where is it located?
It's located on her lower right side of her back, and it's 5 centimeter red bruise.
That's 5 centimeters here, correct?
Correct. You follow the line up to the lower back.
I'm following your writing so you can see how I'm handling this.
Yes, sir.
What do we see here?
A 6.5 by 1/2 centimeter red abrasion
And that was located where on the body?
on the right side of like her hip area.
I'll pause for just a moment. During this examination, the patient is clothed.
Usually we'll put them in a hospital gown and we remove it in sections so that we can keep them warm and comfortable while we're looking at it.
Provide some modesty at the same time,
Yes, sir.
but they're not dressed like I am today.
No, sir.
They're wearing a hospital gown.
Usually a hospital gown, or if they're in their own clothing, we'll just, remove them section by section and give them like a sheet.
If the jury's really interested, can they see that in the photographs that you took as to how the patient covers and uncovers the portions that you're
Yes.
looking? All right, so saying again, we noted this marking.
Yes, sir. And then
Is this here locating this injury here?
yes, sir.
What is that?
That's a 5.5 centimeter red abrasion.
Follow over to the backside, what do we see, gentlemen?
A 2 centimeter red and green bruise.
Going on the other side to this, what you found here,
A 5 centimeter red abrasion.
where's that on the body?
It's more on her abdomen area on the right side,
And this injury?
on her, follow it all the way to her stomach.
No, I'm.
Oh, that one.
up to the next-
That one is a 6 by 1/2 centimeter red bruise. Above that one, we get a 5.5 by 1 centimeter red bruise.
Both of these are on her left arm.
Right.
You meant correct, yes. Not to be funny, but you're saying it's the left. I was accurately saying it's the left arm.
On this side, it will be her right.
That's what I needed to get clarified. It's the right, this is her right arm. We covered this one. What do we see here?
It's a 1 by 1 centimeter purple bruise. And it's on the back of her right arm.
Thank you. And this one?
And then that would be a 5 by 1 centimeter red bruise, and that's on the right side of her back.
And next up,
And it's a 19 by 0.7 centimeter red and green abrasion. And that's more between her back and the bone area.
like here, is it here?
Yes, sir.
Right, so I realize the writing's up here, but you noted an injury that's located here, correct?
Right. That injury is a 3 centimeter red bruise.
That's this handwriting here.
Yes, sir.
We'll go back over here to the front side.
Yeah.
What does this say?
Approximately 10 small red bruises and abrasions.
That's these different markings.
Yes, sir.
Let's go over here to this side where you noted this right here now.
Okay, it's a 1 centimeter red abrasion. Mountains to her upper right side of her back.
Is that this marking here?
Yes, sir. That is a 3 centimeter by 1 centimeter red abrasion. That one would be the 2 by 1.5 centimeter red abrasion / bruise.
It's the bite mark?
No, well, it's part of it, yes.
Okay. Let's go next to it.
And there's a 6 by 2 centimeter abrasion and red bruise.
And this one.
And then that's a 5 by 2.5 centimeter red bruise.
Right, so I think we've covered this side here, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's stick with this for one moment.
Okay.
You had an entry here, these items right here, yes?
Yes, sir. I just listed them as multiple red bruises.
And what are those?
So it's just several red bruises all together that if I tried to write them all up, you would not be able to see.
Was that an example of the photograph I showed the jury before we broke out the chart?
Sir, you can see some of it.
Where I was talking about that it was evidence of strangulation.
Yes, sir.
All right, I think we've covered this side of the body, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that leads here, you noted something,
A 3 centimeter red possible bite mark.
and that's this where my pen is, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then we go up to this notation,
And it says a red / purple bruise.
and that's, where is that? Is that on the eye?
That's around that time.
Okay. And this one,
And then it has just multiple red facial abrasions.
and that obviously on the front side of the face.
Yes, sir.
Like I said before, I made the comment that this is a lot as far as what you typically diagram as far as injuries.
Yes, sir.
Is that comment that I made true?
Yes, sir.
You always fill out this particular sheet when you do an exam,
Yes, sir.
but the atypical amount is the number of injuries, right? So we know that your examination was interrupted. Again, and that's behind what you said about the limited exam. Is there other injuries maybe that didn't get documented here?
Yes, sir. That's why I make sure to put that note because it's no way if somebody's feeling ill that I'm gonna make them stay there to document it. So I'll just put that I was gonna put documents on all. Also, usually all bruises don't show up at that time. So there may be some bruises that may be coming up later on.
When you're conducting your exam, is there a point in time when, that's a better question, is a point in time that you get a history of what took place with the patient?
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury when that takes place.
Usually after they sign the consent, and you come to obtain vital signs and ask a few general questions like medication, allergies, things of that nature, then we'll ask them, what happened.
And is that when you start filling in what appears on page 2 of your report,
Yes, sir.
where it's titled History of Incidents?
Yes, sir.
All right, so before we actually read this, tell them how it is that you generate the information that they're about to see.
We type as they're telling us what happened. So as they're saying the words, we're actually typing them at the same time.
Much like my court reporter's taking down what we're saying, you try to do that with the patient?
Yes, sir.
Probably not the training that Mercedes does.
No, sir.
So,
We're going to, on this eye exam you're about to conduct,
yes, sir.
we're going to dim the lights and if you'd
Okay.
be so kind to blow that up
Yes,
as
sir.
much as you can.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Mr. Thank you. Thanks. Dennis, thank you. It's already on, Jim.
Cool. On my screen there, it's a little bit bigger than what we're seeing here, so that's what I'm trying to adjust for. So this is what you're being told when you're transcribing it as far as what takes place, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna try to follow with my pen as you read. It starts out patient states and then you're quoting. Correct?
Correct.
Go ahead and read.
My ex-boyfriend kidnapped my kids and came back when I was home and broke in. He dragged me by my hair from the kitchen to my bedroom. I want to say it's choking because he grabbed this and she grabbed the front of her throat.
All right, so let me stop you there. When you put that in parentheses, is that to indicate that she's not saying that?
Right, I'm indicating what I'm noticing for her.
Okay. So let's pick up with you said grabs the front of your, she grabs the front of her throat. She's indicating to you.
Correct. I couldn't breathe. I passed out a few times and he smashed my head into my dresser. He choked me again like that, and when I woke up, I didn't have anything on. Everything that's in that bag was on me. My underwear was ripped. I have a knot on this side, on the left side of my head. When I woke up, I was crying and trying to figure out what happened. I asked him what was he doing. It was like a cycle. He would cry and apologize and then go back into a rage. He would choke me, hit me, grab me, and throw me on the dresser and then into the wall. He just kept hitting me. I asked him a few times if I could get some water. Every time he would walk in the kitchen with me. The last time he didn't walk in the kitchen with me, and I ran out the back door to the chicken place and I used a woman's phone and called the police. They came to where I was standing at the corner of Courtroom and 11th Street. They drove me to my house. My kids was walking across the yard, and she names her 3 kids with their ages. They said he was driving through the neighborhood and stopped halfway down the street and told them to get out of his truck. Last night I didn't stay at home. That's how he got them. He went there this morning and told them I had sent him to get them. That's why they willingly left with him. He took them to his house. When I got home this morning, no one was there. It was around 9 o'clock. This was the second time he's done this. The first time they dismissed the charges, saying it wasn't enough evidence. The first time he held me and 2 of my kids hostage. He put a gun against our heads and everything. They didn't give me a restraining order or anything. I had victim's assistance and everything. I have a trespassing thing on him. This has been going on for a while and they don't do anything. And then I made a note that the patient is covered in bruises and abrasions. She began vomiting and feeling ill during the photo documentation part of the exam. Photographs are available, but not all injuries are measured.
Thank you, Jim. So again, just for the jury's education, this portion is as far as the history of the incident. You do that with any patient that you conduct these kind of exams.
Yeah, that's
And you detail this information, no matter what it is a person's telling, right?
correct.
Why do y'all do it that way?
Everybody in the ER actually does it, but it's just so that we know, one, what injuries we're looking for, what may have happened, and it's to diagnose and treat the patient.
Are you attempting to be just a neutral obtainer of any evidence?
Yes, sir.
Does it make a difference when somebody comes into the ER for these type of exams?
It does.
Tell the jury what the time frame is for this.
To have an acute exam, it has to be done within 120 hours of the sexual assault. Anything outside of that is considered non-acute.
So are you looking for potentially what could be biological evidence?
Yes, sir.
And what is biological evidence?
Like DNA.
And did you collect any form of those kind of things on this particular exam?
I took several swabs from her. And then going for page 42 of 111, it's detailed everything that I obtained.
You told the jury before we took the break, in our discussion, that you also fill out a different form for strangulation.
Yeah, that would be good.
Is that this 3-page portion, which appear to be pages 105, 106, and 107 from State's Exhibit 1?
Yes, sir.
Let's go through that on the big screen, if you don't mind.
Okay.
First off, what's the title?
Non-fatal strangulation assessment form.
I mean, she didn't die from being strangled, right?
Correct.
Still our same individual, correct?
Yes, sir.
Does she indicate about how long ago it started?
Yes, sir. The date of strangulation is at 11/9/24, and it approximately started at 1:15 PM.
And how long did she say it took place?
Between 2 and 3 hours on and off.
She gave you a number of occurrences and description of force.
Correct.
How are and what number is indicated there?
Well, the number of occurrences, of course, she's trying to tell me at least how many times she thinks it happened, and the description of force, we normally give them a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most force ever, and she gives it a 10.
Right, so from this portion here, is it accurate to say that she says there was only one person that did this?
Correct.
That's the reported perpetrators.
Correct.
That he strangled her 10 times,
Yes, sir.
and she describes the force on a 10-point scale at being 10.
Correct.
I noted here, ma'am, that there's a couple of times where she gives the amount of pain that she experienced. What does she tell about the headaches there?
So during the neurological part, she states that she had dizziness, fainting, and a headache, a pain of 7 out of 10. That she did lose consciousness and she had ringing in her ears.
When we look at the second page of this, does she give another pain scale in regards to her face?
Yes, so on her face, it's loaded up bruises and abrasions, and when asked, she gave a pain scale of 8 out of 10.
And for her scalp?
A pain 10 out of 10. Also some point tenderness because her hair was.
Did she indicate that she started vomiting before she got there?
She did, in one of these films, she said she had vomited prior to coming to the ER. That's on the next page.
I'm reading and doing two things at the same time. All right, so before we leave this page, you wrote additional data. What is this telling
So
the
she
jury?
she states that she's unable to open her mouth, due to pain at the jaw.
So, Ms. Snyden, what were you concerned with here?
That she possibly had a broken jaw.
And did we do some testing to determine that?
We did.
Did she have a broken jaw?
No, it was not broken.
But you were concerned about that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is the last page. This marks page 107. She did tell you that she was vomiting before she got there.
Yes, sir.
And what do you note here under the additional data?
Patient began vomiting while completing her exam.
Those things are kind of hard to fake, aren't they? Any impression that all these injuries that you and I've been talking about, that she was faking this or that it was self-inflicted?
No, sir. Usually with head injuries, we're pretty concerned when they're vomiting, because it can indicate increased intracranial pressure. So that's one of the reasons we took her to the ER.
So I think during the break, you clarified for me that there's a difference between looking at checking for concussion versus a CT scan.
Well, we did a CT scan, several different CT scans. So we did
Tell me
one,
about that.
yeah, we did one CT scan of her head. We did another CT scan of her abdomen and pelvis. And again, that's just looking for different injuries.
So did she have a concussion?
She didn't have any head injuries, but Dr. Hopkins did put concussion as one of her impressions that she got from that.
It's a possible concussion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no broken jaw,
No broken jaw.
but plenty of bruises and abrasions, all of which we've gone through in detail.
Yes, sir.
Other than the date of November 9th of 2024, did you have any follow-up with her about this?
Follow up is sometimes ordered, but it doesn't always mean that I will do it.
How long do you think your involvement with her was that night at the hospital?
I think I began with her history was at 4:50. And I believe, I know it's somewhere in it, about 7:20 is when I took her to the ER.
So roughly 3 hours she was with you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's it.
Morning. I think this has been clarified, but I just want to make a clarification. There was no evidence of sexual assault, was there?
There was a concern of sexual assault.
And that's obviously why you were brought in, but you determined there was no evidence of that, correct?
There's a concern of, I can say whether it was or not, we sent the DNA.
Okay.
For testing.
But you didn't see anything that indicated sexual assault.
She did have some injuries noted there, but again, normally I can say it factually if they said this happened, but because she lost consciousness, I couldn't say that, so I can only the concern of.
Okay, all right. And regarding the assault, you're only able to relate to the jury what you were told regarding what happened, correct? Okay, you can tell them what injuries you saw and the medical side of it, because that's your job, correct? But you can't tell them beyond what she told you.
Correct.
Okay, that's the witness.
No additional questions to this witness, Judge.
Is this lady excused?
Please.
You are excused, ma'am. Thanks. Next, please.
David called Nisha Paul.